Hey guys, welcome back to another Comedy Controllers video. My name's Colton, this is Isaiah, and today we'll be doing a ranking list of Cartoon Network shows. Isaiah?
Yeah, as Colton said, today we're going to be doing a ranking list of 23 different Cartoon Network shows. Now, the reason why we narrowed it down to 23 is we didn't want to make the video too long and we didn't want to bore you guys. So we just picked and choose the 23 main shows that a lot of people know and a lot of people are familiar with, because there's 105 different animated and cartoon shows alone on Cartoon Network, and that's not even diving into the live action ones. So if a show didn't make it on the list, and it's your favorite, let us know in the comments. Or if you don't like our tier list or nothing, put suggestions in the comments below and let us know how you would rank them. But anyways, we're going to get into this and we're going to rank these 23 shows. Colton, we're going to discuss and we're going to rank them how we see fit. So first up, we got Camp Lazlo. How do you feel about Camp Lazlo?
I don't think I've personally watched that.
Me personally, I used to watch Camp Lazlo a lot. We also forgot to mention the tiers that we got are Super Goated, which is the S tier, Goated, which is A, Banger is B, Decent is C, Enjoyable is E, Watchable is F, and Just Don't Watch is a Just Don't Watch category. Just don't watch it at all, which I don't really see any of these shows really going into it. If I'm being honest, well, maybe like Teen Titans Go over here, or Uncle Grandpa might go down there, but we don't know yet. We're gonna discuss it. So first up, Camp Lazlo. Colton said he didn't watch it. Me personally, I used to watch it. I think it's a decent show. I don't think it's good enough to be a banger. I just think it's decent. It's enjoyable. You can just sit there and watch it. Watch a couple episodes. It's decent. Next up, Colt, we got the Powerpuff Girls. How do you feel about the Powerpuff Girls?
I think the Powerpuff Girls is honestly decent. I really do. Like, it's not like the best show ever, but it's something you know what I mean? Like, good to watch. I would consider it decent. Either decent or enjoyable.
Now, would you say, based off of what I said about Camp Lazlo, would you put it above Camp Lazlo or below Camp Lazlo?
I'd put it above, personally, where I haven't watched Camp Lazlo.
I honestly agree, because watching both of them, I agree, Powerpuff Girls is a little bit more iconic. Next up, we got Clarence. Now, Clarence is, I watched it. I don't know if you've watched it, Colt. How do you feel about it?
I don't think I've watched much of it, if any.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen from ads and stuff about it, it didn't seem too horrible.
Yeah.
But
I would def say yeah, like you said, sort of mid. So I would def say enjoyable. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
We're gonna put it in enjoyable. Next up, another Cartoon Network OG, Cow and Chicken. This is an OG. How do you feel about Cow and Chicken?
Cow and Chicken was good.
It was good. So would you consider it decent or banger?
Probably banger.
I would also say banger. I have to agree with you there, my friend. I'd say banger. Okay, KO, Let's Be Heroes. Not a show I'm really familiar with. I watched that special that they had when they aired it with Garnet from Steven Universe, Raven from Teen Titans Go, and Ben from the Ben 10 reboot. So I think that's what kind of put me off from the show. So I really ain't got much to say about it. I don't know if you're familiar with it, Colt, but what do you think about it?
I'm not familiar with it.
I would say, since we're not familiar with it, yeah, watchable. You read my mind. Definitely
we can't really
watchable.
Rate something if we haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's not like we can just put it in the just don't watch because it's trash. I mean, we're not like that. We're gonna say it's watchable. We're gonna speak our opinion and speak what's on our mind and just speak the truth, you know? Teen Titans Go. Now, Teen Titans Go is a weird one because it is very successful. A lot of people like it, but it's not as good as the OG. The OG is just so classic. And it's coming up on the list later. We put it in there.
I'd say Teen Titans Go is enjoyable.
It's enjoyable?
That's what I would
say. Would you say it's more enjoyable than Clarence, though?
Yes.
Yes. I have to agree with you, and here's why. Teen Titans Go will never hold a candle to the OG, but it is super successful, and a lot of people like it, and it's been running for many years, so it has to be doing something right. And they also had a theatrical movie that got released, like a couple years ago? And they got a few good episodes, so I will say it's enjoyable. Next up, we got a weird one. Now, me and Colton was discussing this, and we said this felt like a fever dream. Like, this show was a fever dream. Uncle Grandpa. Besides us saying it feels like a fever dream, what else do you think about it, Colton?
I haven't watched a lot of it, but from what I've seen of it, it's just, like, crazy. But, like, sort of not in a good way.
Yeah, sort of in a bad way.
Like, it's hard to follow.
It's like it's kind of like a just don't watch.
Mm-hmm.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Now, Johnny Bravo, another OG along with the Powerpuff Girls and Cow and Chicken. I like Johnny Bravo. I used to watch Johnny Bravo growing up. How do you feel?
I liked it whenever I watched it. It was a good show. I'd say it's enjoyable.
Enjoyable?
Yeah.
And it's definitely above Teen Titans Go, if we're being honest here.
Mm-hmm.
We Bare Bears. I know you're not familiar with the show, but I watched this show and I love it. And they put out like a movie on Cartoon Network for it, and it was really good. The premise of it is there's these 3 bears that are abandoned when they're younger. They don't know who their parents are, who their family is, or nothing. And they find each other, and like it's the youngest, his name is Ice Bear, he's a polar bear. Then the middle, Panda Bear, he's a panda bear, obviously. And the oldest is Grizz, he's a grizzly bear. And they find each other and they become brothers and become a family. And there's also a show that just recently came out showing what it was like for them when they was babies, called We Baby Bears. But how do you feel about it with that synopsis of me explaining what We Bare Bears is?
I'd say either enjoyable or watchable, potentially.
Would you put it above Johnny Bravo in enjoyable, or would it go above?
In between Johnny Bravo and Teen Titans Go.
In between? Alright, you're the boss. And I agree with that. I do agree with that, because it is enjoyable, but it might not be for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Chowder, this right here, it's got to be a banger.
Yeah.
It's got to be a banger. I know you agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to be... Actually, I would even go as far as to put Chowder and Goated. I don't know if you'd agree with that, though.
Yeah.
A Goated?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chowder and Goated. Let's go. Next up, Dexter's Lab. Another OG. Everyone's familiar with this. I think it's Goated, too. The thing is it better than Chowder?
I don't know. I think they're sort of equal.
They are sort of equal. So I'm going to put it behind Chowder for now, and then we'll see if anything else goes in front of Chowder. Ed, Edd and Eddy, another banger, the Eds.
I'd put it
I used to watch this. Banger? Yeah, and I'd definitely say it's better than Cow and Chicken, though.
Yeah.
Banger. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, dude. Now, this is another one. I love it. I know you love it. But some people don't like it because of the art style, and it kind of freaks them out. What's your opinion, though?
I liked it whenever I watched it. It was, like, I get why people don't, because it's a little strange. Like, it really is. Like, that's the whole show. It's just weird and strange, but I like that kind of stuff, and I'd put it in banger. I'd put it above Ed, Edd and Eddy, I believe.
Yes. And another thing, too, it came out in the time era where they was doing all those weird close-ups and showing gross faces and stuff like they did it on other cartoon shows, too. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up to another one, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Mac and Blue, dude, they're a pretty good duo. I don't know if there's more iconic duos out there, but Foster's Home just has a place in my heart, bro, because I used to watch it all the time.
I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I don't think you're too familiar with it. But Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is pretty much The premise of it is it's this house with a bunch of imaginary friends that kids made up in it,
Mm-hmm.
and the first episode was Mac was getting rid of Blue, his imaginary friend, and he took him there. But Mac comes back and visits every day in every episode. Obviously, there's not an episode every day, but you know what I mean. You get the
Mm-hmm.
gist of it. Um, I would say for me personally, it's a banger, but I would definitely say it's better than Cow and Chicken, but I don't know if it's better than Ed, Ed and Eddie. So for me personally, Ed, Ed and Eddie's iconic, Foster's is iconic. I'm gonna have to give it to Ed, Ed and Eddie being a little bit better though, and putting Foster's in between Cow and Chicken and Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got an iconic show coming up, bro. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. You remember this show?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
I would probably put that above Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Above Ed and Eddie. I like it. Because I would even go as far as say it's a little bit better than Flapjack. That's just me though.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
All right, we're putting it above Flapjack then.
Because it's like such a weird concept, like
But it's iconic.
with Grimm and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and it's just like original.
but it's iconic, you
Mhm.
know. Codename Kids Next Door, dude. That's another one that I used to watch all the time. Definitely, definitely, at least goated. I would even go as far as to say super goated. But I want your opinions on it first.
I would say goaded.
All right.
Just because I know a lot of people haven't seen it and stuff
Yeah.
like that, like the newer generation and everything.
Better than Dexter's Lab and Chowder, or just better than Dexter's Lab?
I'd say just better than Dexter's Lab.
Alright. Now we got a show that everyone is familiar with. Well, not everyone is familiar with, but a lot of people are familiar with, and a lot of people grew up on. Now, of course, I'm talking about the one and only Ben 10. This ain't the reboot. This is the OG. We're not playing with none of that reboot baby crap that Cartoon Network tried to pull on us. We're going with the OG Ben 10. Now, I have strong feelings about it. I love it. I think it's super goated. What do you think about it, Colt?
That's what I think too. I grew up on Ben 10.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing beats those classic aliens, dude. Nothing beats the classic 10. Nothing. And then the addition of Cannonball, Wild Vine, Ghost Freak. Just so great, dude. Now we got another one. Another great one that a lot of people feel strongly about. The OG Teen Titans.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I'd say. I don't know if I'd want that in super goated or goated. It is really good though, so. I'd say super goated.
Super goated, definitely. Now, is it better than Ben 10? That is the question.
They have to be equal on my end.
They-
They really do. There's no picking a favorite.
And
For
since
me.
they have to be equal, then I'm going to put it beside Ben 10 because we put Ben 10 up there first. Now another one. You ain't really familiar with it, but I am. Samurai Jack, dude.
I've watched a little of it, and it didn't seem bad at all. From
Dude,
what
that recent season they put on Adult Swim, dude, it hits. It hits.
I would say, honestly, I'd say banger, just because I haven't watched a lot of it. But from what I watched, it was really good.
It's definitely a banger. I would go as far as pushing it to be goated, though.
On the
I would
lower
go
end of goated.
We can do it on the lower end. Since you're not familiar with it, I'd say we'll do it on the lower end of goated, but I would at least say that it is better than Codename Kids Next Door. So if you're cool with me putting it in between Chowder and Codename, I'm gonna do that if that's cool with you.
I'm cool with that.
Now, Steven Universe. When Rebecca Sugar created this show, it's just phenomenal, dude. Great storytelling, music, the way the characters grow and develop and learn. It's a phenomenal show. It is beautiful. It's a masterpiece in my eyes. How do you feel?
I've watched a little of it, and from what I watched, it was really good. Because it's almost like on a deeper level than just like a regular cartoon, if that makes sense.
Dude, the earlier seasons was lighthearted, fun, a little goofy. And then when it got in the later seasons, it delved into that deepness, bro. It delved into like Steven having problems with his family and having problems with the diamonds because his mama's Pink Diamond. And spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't watched it, by the way, but I'm sure y'all have had to watch it by now because Steven Universe Future came out too, and they had that whole movie and then that other season, and then that season of Future. And I'm gonna have to put it in Super Goated, and honestly, I'm gonna have to put it at the top for now. How do you feel?
I don't know. Where I haven't watched like a crazy amount, I would probably say either decent or banger. But from what I watched, where it was really good, I would settle for
at least Goated.
Yeah.
Can we do it Goated?
Yeah.
Can we do the top of Goated?
Yeah.
Because it's definitely better than Chowder. I can tell you that much. You definitely got to watch it. It is so good, dude. The Amazing World of Gumball. Now, it's considered the Trinity. These last three shows that we got is considered the Trinity. The Amazing World of Gumball, Regular Show, and Adventure Time. They are considered the Trinity of Cartoon Network. And I have to say, I'm just going to knock it all out in one. All of these are going to be in Super Goated. It's just where do we rank them at in Super Goated in terms of quality, in terms of storytelling, in terms of just having fun, enjoying it, and watching your favorite show. Where do we rank these in Super Goated?
In my opinion, either Regular Show or Adventure Time's my top favorite. I'm leaning more towards Adventure Time because I have just so many memories of sitting down and just watching that. And
yeah, I'm definitely gonna say Gumball is in third, and
it's between those two.
It's between Adventure Time and Regular Show. It's whichever one's in the second spot.
Which one you wanted to watch it first.
They're literally both great shows. They both have iconic duos. Regular Show has Mordecai and Rigby. Adventure Time has Finn and Jake. They both get in wacky, crazy adventures. That's like I was scrolling through Instagram one day and like someone had a voice clip of Mordecai and Rigby. It's not actually Mordecai and Rigby. It was someone doing the voices, and it's like the average episode of Regular Show be like, and it's like Benson sent them to get 2% milk, but the grocery store was out of 2% milk, so they settled for getting 1% milks. And then when they got back to the house and Benson got back, he's like, Mordecai and Rigby, what did y'all do? And they're like, we upset the dairy gods. And he's like, if we get out of this alive, y'all are fired. Like, it's just so iconic, dude. And that is something that would be in an episode. J.G. Quintel created a masterpiece with Regular Show. It is so good. And what's crazy to think is, it came from a sketch called AM/PM. Remember I showed you that?
I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but
it was like it was a sketch, and it was originally Mordecai and Benson, and it was Halloween, and they was humans, and it was Halloween, and they took some special candy. I'm not gonna say it because we're family friendly. And Benson turned into the gumball machine that we know today, and Mordecai turned into the Blue Jay. But it's definitely Super Goated. Where do you rank it at, though, in terms?
I'd put it at second, because with Adventure Time, I just like how whimsical it is.
Literally, dude. And Adventure Time, it's going to be number one. Pendleton Ward nailed it. He knew what he was doing. And the Distant Land specials that came out, bro, the third one together again, Finn and Jake special, that brought a tear to my eye, bro. That was phenomenal. That was beautiful.
But
that was a good
OG Adventure Time.
It won't, but I have to say, in terms of a finale, the finale of Adventure Time was lackluster. You took your two main characters, Finn and Jake, and barely gave them any lines in that finale. Princess Bubblegum and her uncle had more lines than Finn and Jake did. And that's why I love Together Again, because Finn and Jake, it's about them. It's about their brotherhood. It's about them, dying and being in the afterlife. It's about Finn going without Jake for these many years and having to learn how to let go. And then eventually Jake doesn't want to let go and doesn't want to go back to the 50th, even though he was getting ready to. And so when Finn decides to reincarnate and Jake was going to go, Jake decided he didn't want to, and he wanted to just live life with his buddy again. And I have a feeling me and you can relate to that because we've been best friends for years, dude. And it was just a beautiful moment, and I love that they reincarnated together. So definitely. And, well, guys, this is our Cartoon Network tier list. If you agree with us, let us know in the comments. If you disagree or think we should change anything, or
do any
like
others.
or like I said, if your show didn't make it on the list, let us know in the comments too, and let us know what your favorite show is. But this is really it for now. This is the Cartoon Network tier list that me and Colton came up with, and I'm Isaiah,
and I'm Colton,
and this has been another episode of Comedy Controllers, and we'll see y'all next time.
Y'all have a good one.